Alright guys, welcome back to Mystery Lane's channel. What has it been, like a year? Holy crap. Yeah, well, been busy. This is Factorio. This is one of my new favorite games, or I shouldn't say new, it's been a favorite game of mine for about a year now. And it's just a really cool game, a lot of crafting involved, so let's give it a whirl here. Alright, so we're going to go to a new game. You can change a lot of these settings on here, and after we play a little bit, you'll see what all these settings do. Just to make things a little bit easier starting off for kind of a tutorial type thing, we're going to change some of these things to be very high, make it a little easier. So let's do that. Let's do that. We're going to make all the sizes of those placement things very big, very big, very big, very big, very big, and there's a richness, which means how long the resources as they appear on the map are going to last. So we're going to change these all to very good as well. And there are enemies in this, and we'll get into that eventually. But for this first kind of playthrough here, we're going to go ahead and play on peaceful mode for this kind of playthrough tutorial kind of idea, just to show how the game works, because you're going to want to know how the game works before you get into really trying to defeat the enemies. The enemies will still be there, but as long as we don't attack them first, they're not going to bother us. Otherwise, as the game goes, you create pollution, and then eventually these little alien creatures will attack you. So here we go. Okay, so here's our little guy. This is our map. Whoa. Okay, so all these little different colored things on the map are different resources. We've got iron ore, we've got stone, we've got coal, we've got copper ore way over here. And there's also trees, because wood is a resource that we're going to need to use. And the idea here is that we have crash landed on an alien planet. This is our little spaceman guy, and we have to get off of this planet somehow by creating little factories to make things to eventually build a rocket ship that's going to blast us off the planet. And when you do that, you've technically won the game. Alright, so how do we do that? Well, first thing we're going to need to do is collect some resources. And to do that, we need to go to our crafting menu by hitting the E key. And we need to select production, and we want an iron axe so we can mine a few resources here. Okay, so to collect those resources, you right click and hold down the right click, and you start collecting stuff. So there I've got some coal, there I've got some iron ore, and you can see this would take a really, really long time. So the whole idea of this game is things that would normally take you a long time, you want to automate so that you don't have to do them yourself with your character. So there are some different devices we use to automate those things. First thing is a burner mining drill. So instead of having to right click on stuff to collect resources, we can place one of these burner mining drills, and we just so happen to start with one. So I'm going to place down one of these burner mining drills on, let's see, trying to find where all, okay, there's stone, there's, okay, so we're going to go right here, we're going to place down our burner mining drill. And once we place it, it needs to be fueled. We got to put fuel in it somehow. So I just had some coal that I collected, so let's start collecting some, or let's start mining some coal. Now, when you place it, there's this little yellow arrow. You can hit the R key to rotate it, and it changes where that little yellow arrow is, and that's where the materials come out of your device. So you can feed that into different items that you can craft, like boxes to store things in, or like this stone furnace that we have here, and now we'll automatically feed that component into our stone furnace. So a stone furnace is where we take our basic ore resources like iron ore, and we can take those and put those in the furnace now that it's being fed by coal, and we create iron plates, and we need those iron plates to craft things. So what am I going for here? I'm trying to make some more burner mining drills, and I'm trying to make some more stone furnaces. So I'm going to need more stone. I'm going to go ahead and start collecting a little bit more stone here. So I need 5 stone to make another furnace. Okay, let's get we'll need a few more. And let's see how we're doing over here. There's 4 iron plates, and I still need a few more iron plates in order to make another burner mining drill. So what I'm going to be doing now is getting another burning mining drill, but this one's going to collect iron ore, and we're going to feed that into the furnace, and we're going to automatically be creating iron plates without having to do anything now. So that should be enough here. Let's see. Let's load that up. I'm going to wait on this guy to burn through a few things. One more. Should need 10 plates total. And I need 10 plates because I need to make 3 iron gear wheels, which each iron gear wheel needs 2 iron plates. So that's a total of 6 iron plates. And then I also need 3 iron plates, so that's 9 iron plates total that I need. So I need, and it gives you that information down here at the bottom of this little screen. It tells you that I need 5 stone, 9 iron plates, and it takes 4 seconds in order to craft one of these things. So now when I click on it, it uses all those resources. It starts creating the iron gear wheels for me automatically. And there's my next burner drill. All right, so these burner mining drills will collect whatever is directly underneath them. So I'm going to actually make a little bit of a rearrangement here. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this, and we're going to place that right there. So that way I have the maximum, oh no, that's not going to work, is it? Let's try that again. We're going to place this right here. This way I have the maximum amount of iron under there, and I have the maximum amount of coal under there. All right, so now I need to start collecting more coal. All right, it's going to take a few seconds here. Oh wait, I have some coal. So let's feed that in there. We'll take half of that stuff. You can right click to take half of what's in an inventory slot somewhere. So with this 4 stone, if I right click, I now have 2 that I'm holding up, versus if I left click, I take the whole stack. Alright, so now I'm automatically making iron plates. I don't have to do anything else now to feed into that furnace, but I do have to keep feeding fuel into these burner mining drills. So that's the next problem I'm going to want to solve here. Okay, let's see. Oh, fun fact here, if I hit the Alt key, it'll pop up a little icon to show me what's in this furnace, and other things like boxes as well will automatically display what's in there, so you know what's in there without having to open up their inventory. Ahsoka, my puppy here, is wanting some attention. Hopefully it's not time to go out, but we'll see. Maybe she just thinks it's weird that I'm talking to myself. So that's why she's coming to the room. But she's staring at me kind of funny right now. Doing that weird tilted head dog thing that they do. Okay. There's some more iron plates. And I need some more stone. So I need to come over here. So you need more stone to make more furnaces. And the furnaces are inside of the burner mining drills. That's what's burning to make the drill operate. So you need to collect some more stone. 10 stone should be good. Let's get some of those, and now I can make 2 more burner mining drills, because there's a cool trick you can do with these burner mining drills to start off here. Alright, so I'm going to take 1 burner mining drill, have the arrow face towards the right. I'm going to take the 2nd burner mining drill and have the arrow face back the other way. So now, once I get one of these drills started, they will feed each other. Right, so that one's going. And now that one's going, and now they're going to feed each other, and I can just come by and collect the coal out of there, and it'll be good. So now I just gotta take this idea now and sort of scale up this production idea. So now that I got a source of coal, I don't have to mine coal anymore. I've got a source of iron plates. I can just keep coming by here and control clicking on this guy to collect the iron plates. Instead of opening up and clicking here and dragging to your inventory, control clicking will take what's ever out of there. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to need to do is sort of scale up my production of coal over here. With this idea, I can get these going in a big long chain. You can do them in a square, you can do a big long rectangle. And I'm also going to need to get some automated stone production going too. So I need more stone furnaces, because I need to make more burner mining drills. Now eventually we're going to replace all of our burner mining drills. We're not going to have coal burning stuff. We're going to create electricity, and we're going to use electric mining drills, and we're going to use all kinds of other electric components. So let's see. 2 more furnaces. Let's go over here. All right, these guys are out of fuel, so let's collect the coal there. Let's put half the coal in that one, half the coal in that one. Collect those plates. Get 2 more mining drills. And we will, let's see. Let's get some stone going. And now I need something to collect the stone in, because if I just leave this here, it'll drop 1 unit of stone, and then it'll stop working. So we need to make a little box to store it in. So let's do that. Let's get some wood. Gonna need a lot of wood in this game because you need to make boxes, lots of boxes, and you also need to make lots of power lines, power poles to run power lines with. So there's the wood I collected, which, by the way, can also be used as fuel. If you ever find a map where you're short on coal, you can use wood for fuel instead. Okay, so, but coal has more energy to it, so it's a little bit better to use coal because it'll last longer. So let's load that up. Now we got stone in that box right there. We got stone mining automatically. All right, so the last thing that we need to start collecting is copper. Gonna eventually need copper to make copper plates with. So let's come over here. Let's do that. Let's go over here and collect some more coal. Load this guy up with coal, and now we've got copper ore going too. And eventually we're going to want to put that copper ore into a furnace. So actually, I should be working on that next. Let's see. I should have enough stone by now to make a few more furnaces. Boom, 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 boom. And then another burner mining drill. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. And coal. Coal, coal, coal. There we go. And that in there. And there we go. Now we're making copper plates to make some of the other components we need now. Alright, so this starts to get annoying pretty quickly. Having to just run around, collect coal all the time. I am going to make a couple more burner mining drills though. So let's get a little more stone. Let's do that. So I want to up my coal production here a little bit. So I'm going to put this one here. And we're going to go that way. And then we're going to put this one, whoops, here. I'm going to go that way. And then now we're feeding coal in a little circle there. So I can up my coal production. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is start using some conveyor belts, right? So I'm gonna get, let's see, where's a good spot to do this? Probably, let's just go right here. This seems like a good little area to do it. Just for starting off. This is, by the way, all of this stuff is going to be torn down eventually when we get our real factory online. That's all automated with conveyor belts and robotic arms everywhere. But let's just start with this idea here. So we need a lot of iron plates. You're going to need thousands and thousands and thousands of iron plates in this game. And we're going to make now some conveyor belts. So let's shift click just to make as many conveyor belts as we possibly can. There we go. Somehow magically conveyor belts don't need electricity in this game, which is a good thing. All right, and now if I place this conveyor belt right here, and then load this guy up with some fuel, now coal is going to start getting spit out onto this conveyor belt. Okay, and then I want some furnaces. So let's go grab some stone to make a furnace. So over here I go. And we're going to make some furnaces. So I'm going to put this guy Let me put this guy right. We'll put him right here. Okay, and then I want to make these guys burner inserters. So I need more iron plates. Where'd my iron plates go? There they are. So now I can make a couple burner inserters. So the burner inserter, if I place this on the map now, you'll see there's a little bar and an arrow. So the bar is where it's picking stuff up from, and the arrow is where it's dropping off. So you can hit R to rotate it. And it doesn't matter which side of the furnace you put it into. You can just plop it down. The first few pieces of coal will be feeding itself so that it has power, and then it'll start loading up our furnace, right? And now we want to do the same thing with iron. So let's place a burner inserter or a burner drill there. Let's, we'll go ahead and power it with some pieces of wood. And we'll do the same idea. And so now that burner drill is dropping off iron ore, and we can feed that into there. And the problem is that there's no fuel for this burner to pick up, so we have to add some fuel to it. So there are some ways around that I'm going to show you here eventually after getting this basic idea across. So now these two robotic arms are both feeding into this furnace the things that it needs from a conveyor belt, and their end product gets stored in here for right now, but it will eventually fill up once it gets to, it's either 50 or 100 plates. I can't remember exactly how many they hold. I think it might be 100 for iron plates. And now we want to unload those. So if we have another robotic arm here, and this one we're picking up from the furnace, and then we're going to drop off next to it. And now we can place those things on a conveyor belt. And of course we need more fuel for that arm. So we'll load it up with fuel. And now we load those iron plates onto conveyor belts, and now we can start later in the game making more things automatically by sending the iron plates and all these other resources that those components need, and we can assemble them in little factories to create those things. But first, let's get a more efficient design here, because we're using 3 robotic arms for this process, and we really only need 2. So I'm going to scrap this, and we're going to scrap that. We're going to move that, and here's what we're going to do. All right, so notice that we're only using half the belt right now. So the kind of default position for things being loaded on the belt here is the right side of the belt when they're facing in this particular direction. We could force it to the other side of the belt if we had our conveyor belt going this way, right? You can do kinds of creative things like that. So there's ways that you have to figure out how to manage your conveyor belt system. Well, let's go ahead and take that down. Let's pick that up, and let's have this going straight up. And now if we have this conveyor belt going straight over like this, it'll only load on the left side of the belt, and now we have both of those resources that we need to create iron plates on one side of the belt. So now we place our furnace, we place one little burner inserter right there. It'll load itself with coal first. It'll throw some iron ore in there. It'll throw some coal in there, and it'll just keep doing that. And we do all that work with just one little robotic arm. And then we have our output conveyor belt right here, and we put another robotic thing. And now the problem is this one doesn't have a fuel source coming in, so we will need to still manually feed this guy. That problem's going to get solved later with electric robotic arms. So we're going to move to electricity here in a little bit, and that's going to solve a lot of our problems for using coal to power these things. All right, so now the benefit of having this kind of setup here is that I can do this again, and I can do it again, and I can take another arm, and I can just have this conveyor belt keep going that way. Oh, out of coal down here. Let's load up on coal. Let's do that real quick. So everything's stopped down here. Let's load that guy up. And there we go. Let's go ahead and collect this stuff over here so they can keep going. We'll probably reload him with coal. All right, and we'll get that again. This guy needs more fuel. Probably need to collect the copper out of there. Okay, so need a couple more burner inserters, but now I can have multiple burner inserters here feeding multiple furnaces, but the problem is that this one drill is probably not enough to feed multiple furnaces. Let's see. So we got it starting there, it picks up one piece, puts it in, takes plate out, picks up one piece. Oh, there we go, it snuck by there. So now we got 2 furnaces going. But the problem is going to be that we don't have enough iron ore coming down this belt to feed multiple furnaces. So we need more burner drills. Let's go make a few more here. So if I make another burner drill, like so, and I come there, and the reason I'm doing this little weird thing, I could put it right here and go this way, but I think I'm gonna mess up the side. That would mess up which side of the belt this first burner places the ore on. If I place that there, now everything's going to be on the left side of the belt. So I don't want that. So I want to keep the iron ore on the right side of the belt. So to do that, I'm going to have this little system here. It's going to go like that. And I can place another one, and let's load these up with coal. And I could do this again. Nope, need more conveyors. We got that going there, and now we have enough iron ore going down this little system to feed both of those furnaces and probably the next one as well. So let's go ahead and expand that, and let's put that guy there, and then we can load these guys up here. Gonna need more coal. And you'll notice that these guys aren't working right now because the conveyor belt is filled. So let's go ahead and put a box right here to load all those guys into. Let's make one more burner inserter. And now we can start loading that box. Let's fuel up that guy. And there we go. Now we got a little factory system going. And we'll see whether or not he can keep up. Doesn't look like it. So we got a little backup problem here where these furnaces aren't able to drop off their stuff because this guy is moving just as fast as this one. So let's pick up some plates. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. So all kinds of logistics problems like this that you need to figure out in your game, where you get kind of backlogs of materials going. So you got to figure out a way to keep your factory running efficiently. All right. So we've done that for iron. The idea here is that you would want to do the same thing for copper, maybe even stone. Actually, well, eventually we'll do that for stone. With stone, you don't really need to refine it right away. Later on, you can make stone bricks. So if I take a furnace, or put stone into a furnace, it creates stone bricks. And then you can use the stone bricks to like lay little foundations and make other components too. Oh, this guy needs more coal. And that becomes the source of everything else in your factory. You're going to have these little output lines of copper plates, of iron plates, and maybe even stone bricks later on. And those are going to start feeding little components in your factory. But before we can do that, there's some things that we need to unlock. You have to unlock stuff with researching and science. So here's our technology tree. And we're starting here. The first thing we need to research is automation. So we're going to click on that to research it, but nothing happens because we need the right buildings in order to research it. So before we can do that, we're going to have to do electricity, which is going to be the next episode. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe.